All right, we are now recording. Howard Coffman, I want to say thank you for taking a few minutes with Granite Rock, and I understand that you're running for the Hillsborough County Register of Deeds.
That's right, Skip. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Now, the primary is coming up, and then the general, so things must be rather busy for you right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's been a lot of fun, but it's also been quite hectic.
Now, is this the first time you've run for elected office?
No, I ran, I guess it was 2010, for state rep in Nashua, Ward 4.
Which was, as a Republican, kind of hard slog.
Well, yeah, well that is inner city Nashua, essentially. It's Ward 4. It's what they call the tree streets, so it's very democratic. I finished last in a field, in the general, in field of 5. But I was only 93 votes off the pace, so I was quite surprised.
Well, given how democratic that is, that's very good, actually.
I got lucky.
Now, how is this race looking for you?
Well, I'm running against an incumbent, and there's another person running who's also works for the Registry of Deeds. So the Register of Deeds has one of her employees against her in the Republican primary, and has a Democrat running against her in the general as well. So there's 2 employees of the registry running against the existing registrar. I'm the wild card.
So obviously people think that there is a lack of capability, otherwise they wouldn't be running. So what do you bring to the table?
Well, I think the first thing I bring is enthusiasm for what the registry does. I think it's fascinating the history that's contained in those books, and that is the foundation of our country is private property. So the goal is to make sure that public records are available and archived for future use. So in that regard, I have a great respect for what the job does. I also am a professional project manager. I have lots of experience with publishing, which is part of the restoration. There's a whole little department within the registry that preserves, and there's a whole rebinding effort to take the old books and get them restored. So I'm very familiar with that. I'm also very familiar with technology and running that kind of technology in a sophisticated environment. So my background is in software development.
And for those of you who are watching, we are doing this interview at the Londonderry Fish and Game Club because I have work after this to do. So don't worry, we are not under attack, and things are just copacetic here.
Maybe I should get my Second Amendment hat in the car.
Well, the next thing I want to ask about is, what do you think is the most severe lack in the registry today right now?
Well, when I look at what I can in terms of access to the budget, and I've had access to the website, I haven't requested a tour of the registry yet. If I make it past the primary, I will. I'll kind of ask for a tour and better understand things. But I would like to ensure that the public has access to the records, and I'm going to be investigating ways to improve that. I've thought of actually putting a terminal public access in the libraries, in addition to the physical Registrar of Deeds office, which is free if you come in and use it. I'd like to put a public terminal in all the libraries in the county. I think that's a reasonable thing. Since we have the internet, it's so available that's something we should also investigate.
So is this would be a dedicated PC or workstation,
I think so,
for the registry?
Yeah, that's one of the things I've thought about. I think that would be quite helpful to people, because it's not that easy for everybody to get down to downtown Nashua. There's limitations on the parking. The other thing, they currently have a program where they include high school kids to come in. They invite them in to do historical research, and they force them into the stacks of the books and make them go through the books to research a land transaction and associated history. I'd love to see that extended. I think that's fascinating, and I would also encourage people who do genealogical research on their families. That's another resource that the registry actually has, because you can track the history of a family just by virtue of land ownership and how a large parcel may have been broken up and given to the different kids and how it evolved over time. So I find that really interesting. I think it's very interesting.
Obviously, the Registry of Deeds is meant for land ownership transfer.
Yes.
Do you see any problems or current problems with the processes that are going on, that's something that you might be able to make smoother, a little bit shorter, more user-friendly, more public-friendly,
right,
besides the terminal idea?
Right. Well, one of the things about what else would I would do is I would like to post the fees that the registry charges.
They're not posted now?
Not on the Hillsborough County website. I think they are for Merrimack County, but not for Hillsborough. So that would just, more information, just push it a little bit further out to people. As far as process, as a project manager, we love process. So once I get in there and understand what it is, I would absolutely look at smoothing it out, making it more efficient. One of the things I want to do is collect metrics. How many people visit us in person? How many people visit us on the web? How long do they stay? And understanding the website better to probably improve links in between pages. I have a lot of experience with web design, and especially on large websites.
So none of that is available right now?
There is a subscription that people pay for, and I don't have access to that. So it's that website that I'm speaking of right now for the subscription users.
Okay.
And if I haven't got, like I said, I haven't gotten into the registry. I didn't want to frighten them, with me poking around during the primary. So I just wanted to wait until I know what occurs with the primary. Going forward, then they'll get a little bit more used to something.
All right, if you had to narrow it down to just a couple of sentences, why you over anyone else that's running?
Well, I can honestly tell you I have the endorsement of Sandra Ziem, who's one of the Hillsborough County Commissioners. Sandra has been very encouraging for me to pursue investigating it, and she's helping me with my campaign. So she sees value in me being there. I see value in me being there. I think property ownership is sacred, and I want to ensure that that occurs there. I also want to find out ways in which the registry can be abused, and I want to put safeguards in place to avoid them.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add at this point?
Please remember to vote on Tuesday. I'll be in the Republican primary. My ballot, my name is on the far right-hand column. I was just yesterday, I found out I was endorsed by, was it Liberty Ballot? They came out and endorsed me as a Liberty-friendly candidate. Thank you folks very much. I'll do a good job. I'll adhere to the law, and I'll make sure the public records stay available to the public and are preserved for, the way they're supposed to be.
Well, very good. Howard Coffman, running for Registrar of Deeds in Hillsborough County. I want to say thank you very much for taking a few minutes with Granite Cry.
Thanks, Skip. Thanks for making this happen.
Okay, take care.
Okay.
Croc TV.